Co-founded in 1978 by Sister Barbara Bush, Sister Judy Martinez, and David Scharfenberger, along with local residents, at a time when the nation was facing spiraling interest rates, high energy costs, and high unemployment and inflation. Working in Neighborhoods set out to listen to the needs of the community and help them advocate for their own needs. With a mission of building sustainable communities, Working in Neighborhoods began with community building and leadership development to address the struggle of low and moderate income residents' ability to pay high gas and electric bills, to address neighbors' concerns of vacant properties becoming sites of blight and crime, and also ever-vanishing dreams of working-class families' ability to own homes.
People were dying from winter utility shutoffs. We organized people to speak for themselves, work with the PUCO to develop new policies, prevent winter shutoffs, which is still in effect. At the same time, a partnership with CG&E for homes to be weatherized. We have maintained that partnership with Duke, which includes energy education and weatherization inspection in 12 counties of the metropolitan Cincinnati area. WIN began to rehab and build homes based at the request of our neighbors to do something with the vacant buildings and vacant properties. People in public housing were paying more in rent than they would to buy a home. They too were asking for opportunities for home ownership. As a part of our efforts to rebuild our neighborhoods, we developed partnerships with major banks to provide dollars for construction and mortgages. With our neighborhood leaders, we worked to develop policies that made it possible for low and moderate income families to get a conventional mortgage and buy homes. All of our programs have evolved based on the request of our neighbors.
Through the decades, WIN expanded their services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. In 1983, WIN began its housing and development programs, which has now built or rehabbed over 168 homes. In 1986, WIN began housing counseling to prepare families for home ownership and to make sure they had the knowledge and support to be successful. In 1998, WIN began work fighting against predatory lending, which was leading to foreclosures in many areas. By 2006, WIN began to see foreclosures for middle and upper income neighbors and families. The financial crisis was full-blown. Working in Neighborhoods began to organize families who were in danger of foreclosure. WIN also advocated to change the system of federal, state, and financial institutions to help keep more families in their homes. At the same time, WIN increased its capacity to work with individuals to modify their loans. Our neighborhoods were suffering from vacant, foreclosed housing. As WIN continued its neighbors' stabilization work, they began to buy and rehab foreclosed properties to sell to first-time homeowners. Working in Neighborhoods continues to provide environmentally friendly, affordable, healthy homes with an emphasis on providing African American families the opportunity to build wealth.
In our neighborhoods, yellow foreclosure sign appeared on vacant homes in the areas that were traditionally home-owned. In 2001, WIN began studying the causes of foreclosures in our neighborhoods. These studies led us to get more involved in changing the servicing practices and to develop programs to modify mortgages rather than foreclosing on families. This required WIN and our neighborhood leaders to advocate at the national, state, and local levels with local banks to keep families in their homes. WIN worked in Hamilton, Butler, Warren, and Claremont counties to help families prevent foreclosure and stay in their homes. The foreclosure crisis affected home values and left vacant and abandoned properties throughout our city. Working in Neighborhoods then began to purchase, rehab, and sell foreclosed properties to new homeowners in College Hill, Northside, and South Cumminsville. These homes were energy efficient, are new homes, and have been LEED certified. WIN's comprehensive community development includes a 6-prong approach: education and youth, walkability and transportation, beautification and safety, jobs and economic development, fresh food and health, and housing. Today, WIN is building and rehabbing a 50 near net zero urban village in South Cumminsville.
Today, our communities face a new challenge in which, again, WIN is prepared to meet it. Over the past year, WIN has pivoted to offer more services, including fresh produce pop-ups every other Friday, which have already given away over 20,000 pounds of fresh food to our community. We created an innovative and safe way to keep our neighborhood kids safe and engaged all summer with a virtual summer camp and hands-on projects delivered right to their door. And our housing counselors have been working diligently to help those unemployed or impacted by COVID-19 modify their mortgages, find emergency aid, and work through the tangle of relief rules.
During the COVID crisis, WIN is using our comprehensive approach to meet the needs of our communities. WIN's approach to COVID includes endless conversations with our neighborhood leaders to continue to build and work toward a healthy, safe community. This has included efforts to break the digital divide and maintain neighbor-to-neighbor relationships, support families and small businesses. All of WIN's programs are changing to meet today's challenges.